If you are a projector who is trying to understand how to live your human design strategy, that is, wait for the invitation, then this video is for you. It will also be helpful for you if you are another human design type who is trying to support a projector, be it your spouse or your business partner or your best friends or your kiddos or a client who is a projector that you're trying to understand the subtleties and the nuances of what does it actually mean in real life to wait for the invitation. Like, do I have to wait to speak? Does somebody have to literally invite me to speak every single time? That's what we're going to look at. Now, there was a question from somebody here in the community, and I'm going to bring it up on screen in a minute so that you can see the question. We're going to pull it apart and I'm going to answer it in depth. And who am I? I am Carolyn Southwell. I am a 2/4 emotional projector who's been playing with human design for 11 years and counting. And I have spent a lot of time doing the projector strategy backwards, upside down, completely the wrong way. And you know what? You'll learn a lot by fucking it up. So now I have had a wealth of experience in understanding what does it mean. And it is really not as simple or straightforward as most human design teachers are teaching it and the way it is portrayed in most books. There is a sense, a feeling that you need to get with the human design strategy. It is really not for projectors, the human design strategy for projectors. If you have heard the very commonly shared myth that projectors only need to wait for the invitation to the 4 big things in life, as in opportunity for a new job, opportunity for a new relationship, moving to a new home, or going on holiday or vacation. If that was the only time that you followed your strategy as a projector, your life is still not going to work that well because our human design strategy, this is true for all of the types, it is not for some of the time, it is for all of the time. So let's pull apart how to make the human design strategy for projectors really simple so you can get a start to get a sense of what this actually looks and feels and tastes and sounds like in real life. So then you are empowered to play out your human design strategy correctly in all situations without needing to check in with a coach all the time, because I want you to know what this feels like and sounds like and looks like. Now, this question was asked on this video, so I'll pop it here if you want to have a look at that, if that interests you, and otherwise, let's get into the question. Okay, now I have put in bold the things I want to really draw your attention to, and this is basically the question that was asked. So thanks for the video, Carolyn. It was helpful. So that was the previous video that I mentioned. What I'm struggling with in my deconditioning process is I feel a disconnect with me and the people in my life, family, friends, people who I do feel like they recognize me. Since I've been trying to wait for the invitation, I find it very awkward to talk about myself because I don't know if I need to be invited to do so, to share what I'm working on, what my plans are, etc. I was interpreting the strategy to be that I need to be asked in order for it to be right for me to share, which is very common. They're not alone in this. Now, I have been told that people don't know what's going on with me and they're upset because they feel distant from me because I don't talk about myself. It feels like people want me to be more of a manifester for some reason. That is, for those of you who know about the manifester, you'll know that the manifester is here to initiate, to start conversations, to start the ball rolling on things. Okay, back to the question. I feel confused because I can't get invites if I don't share what I'm up to, but I also don't know if I need to not speak unless spoken to, which feels painful even though I'm working on being more independent and developing my self-worth. Can you help at all? Okay, yes, I can help. So on the next couple of slides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the most important key phrases that this person has used, so then I can walk you through my answer to this. So they said, I feel a disconnect with me and the people in my life, these people who do recognize them. People are upset. They feel distant from me because I don't talk about myself, was another thing that they said. And I've put these 3 on this one slide because I can relate all 3 to one key point I want you to understand. So I find it, if we go down to the very bottom there, I find it very awkward to talk about myself because I don't know if I need to be invited to do so. So this is actually really, really simple. If you're a projector or you're listening with ears to support another projector, what I want you to know is, as a projector, You only need to wait to speak when you're not sure if the other person is ready, willing, wanting, open to hear you. Waiting for an invitation is such a good way to know, do they want me? Are they ready for me? Are they ready for the depth that I bring to this conversation, to this relationship? So in this case, this person has family, friends, people who I do feel like they recognize me, is what they've said, right? So if you, the person who is watching this video, or the person who originally asked this question, if you're a projector and you have people who you feel like already recognize you. Now let's just talk about this word recognize for a moment in case recognition is new to you. Recognize just means the other person loves you. They want you. They value you. They think you're awesome, right? They recognize the value and awesomeness of you and they want it, right? So if they already recognize and value and want you, then they want to hear about you. They want you to talk about yourself. They want you to keep them informed about what's happening in your life. So it is no surprise that you feel disconnected and distant from these people and them from you if you are not giving them updates on your life because they love you, they care about you, and they don't want you to wait if they already opened a door for you, right? In some of our relationships, we will have people who opened a door for us to share about ourselves a long time ago, and that door's been open the whole time. Right? Once the door is open, once you've had a really clear, awesome invite, the door stays open until you notice that it closes. Now, if you've ever heard that saying that there are some people in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, you are going to have people where they open the door to you for a reason. There are going to be other people, maybe friends or lovers, who are in your life for a season. And there'll be other people, maybe friends, maybe family, who are in your life, who have opened that door and have given you that invitation. And it is good for life, right? And only you will know, does this person still want to hear from me? You know, and if people are saying that they are upset, that they feel distant, if you feel disconnected from them, if you feel like they already recognize you, please do not wait for them to invite you every single time. They don't want to have to invite you every time. They don't have to wait to invite you every time. They've already opened the door. They're just waiting for you to like ring them and go, hi, how you doing? Do you want an update from my life? Let me tell you all about it, right? Now, I understand that if we go to the bottom of this slide, they have said, I find it very awkward to talk about myself because I don't know if I need to be invited to do so. Hopefully, what I have just shared sheds some light on that. You can feel fully safe, empowered, okay, have the permission to share about yourself with those people where you already feel like they love you, value you, want you in their life, and that they easily and naturally in a phone call or a catch up ask you about you, want to hear your updates. Please remember what it was like before you found human design and you were experimenting and you did share more freely because you didn't know anything different, right? See if you can re-find that comfort level that you had before it felt awkward, before it felt like, oh, I have to do this right. One of the things, and I'll jump out of here for a minute because I really want you to see my face as I say this. One of the things that can happen when we play with human design, it can be incredibly liberating because you suddenly have like a set of keys or an instruction manual that helps you understand how to do life and how to make it work better. And that's wonderful. But if you have perfectionist tendencies, if you have perfectionist tendencies, you can want to try and do everything right and berate yourself if you're not doing it right. And I really want to encourage you to experiment and give yourself permission to break the fucking rules. Like, go, okay, this is what human design says, but what happens if I break the rules? Like, that's the whole point of experimenting, right? It's Try to do it the right way, but heck, sometimes try and do it the wrong way and see what happens because you will learn so much by just going, well, what happens if I do this? And what happens if I do this? I only fully understood the human design projector strategy of waiting for the invitation when I made a conscious choice to stop doing what I had learnt from other very well respected, recognized human design teachers were telling me. And I went, I don't know if this works the way you're teaching it in real life. Let me go and find out for myself. And that was where I realized that the projector strategy is essential for like every part of life where you are interacting with another human being. But I only really got a lived experience of that when I went, screw the theory, let me try it. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? How about this? And you know you're doing it right. And this is true for all human design strategies, for all of the types. If you discover that there is ease and flow and enjoyment and success and satisfaction and things are going well, you did it right. Whatever you did, do that again and again and again and again. And if you just discover that it's clunky and it's frustrating and it's annoying and it's not working and it's taking all this extra energy, and why doesn't this work? You're not doing it right. Just pause as soon as you notice that. Stop, reassess, and try again. Try it a different way. It's so much about how this feels as you do it. Now, those of you who know about variables, I have feeling cognition. So when you hear me say feel all the time, feel free to replace feel with it looks right, it sounds like, it sounds right, it tastes right, it smells right. It has, it has the right sense about it. So let's go back to this slide so we can stay on point. I feel confused because I can't get invites if I don't share what I'm up to. Correct. But I also don't know if I need to not speak until spoken to. Okay. I can't get invites if I don't share what I'm up to, but should I not speak unless spoken to? Okay, a really good rule of thumb is if you are in a new situation with new people, a new environment, new relationships, it is a really good practice for you, projector, to wait to speak until spoken to, or until somebody looks at you, or until you get some sense that another person wants to hear from you. And only speak if you want to. Like, you are not beholden to the requests of everyone else. But if somebody says something that looks like they're opening a door to hear from you, or their body language, or something about their energy says, hey, talk to me, I want to hear from you, then that's how that kind of invite says, hey, I'm recognizing you. I'm saying, hey, I want to hear from you. And by doing that, by waiting to speak until you're spoken to in new situations with new people is a really wise way, clever way to protect your energy and make sure that you're only connecting with the right people for you, the people who want your guidance, the people who want your wisdom. You don't have to wait to speak until spoken to when it's with people who already love you, who already know you, who already want to spend time with you, who have already previously invited you to be up in their space with all your deep projector-ness, right? That's the official term, the deep projector-ness. And to this other point that was on the last slide of like, yeah, you do need to share what you're up to in order to get invitations. But you know how you know who to share what you're up to? They have asked you. So if, like, I always notice this, whether it's a new friend or somebody I've been friends with for a long time, if I have been asking them about themselves, what they've been up to, at some point in the conversation, they always stop themselves and they go, or they might like finish up a voicemail message or something, right? So we might be swapping WhatsApp messages and they might have given me a big update and then they're like, what about you? What have you been up to? Give me your update. Tell me all about what's been happening in your world. I want to know, right? So that's when you know that it's appropriate to share. And when you're sharing, just share whatever is true for you, whatever is happening for you, whatever you're thinking and feeling and working through, and whatever you've been experiencing, whatever your specific authentic voice is, because it's different for all of us. I'm like pointing to where the throat gates would be, right? Um, don't share in order to get invitations. Key point. Don't share in order to get invitations. Share because the other person wants to hear what you have to say and because you want to share with them. And invitations are supposed to come from that. They will come organically. I have more resources to help you on your human design journey on the website. I'll put a link in the video description here. And otherwise, have fun binging some more of these videos.